Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. My name again is Jeffrey Davis, and I'm the host of the show. Also, chairman of the board, founder of MAGE LLC, a management consulting firm where we're all concerned with entrepreneurs and how they're adapting to this economy and making things work at this particular point of time. Interesting next guest, Roger Sands, CEO of Wyebot. And I guess, I'm going to be listening as well because you might be able to help me too. So Roger, welcome to the show and tell us about Wyebot.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate being on the show. It's an exciting time for us here at Wyebot. I've been in the industry for the technology networking industry for over 25 years. And for the last 15 years, I've been running business units for high-tech companies in the enterprise mobility space. During that journey, we realized that there was a strong need in the market for Wi-Fi automation. I think everybody can probably relate to this. They have some story, like you said, Jeffrey, even in the home market. Our focus is the enterprise, but having high performance, reliable Wi-Fi connectivity for access to the internet 24/7 is business critical for most verticals. Talking, look into warehousing with automated robots, healthcare, patient monitoring, dialysis machines, education, one-to-one computing. So a lot of these verticals have shifted to Wi-Fi as the business critical technology. The challenge with it, Jeffrey, is it's dynamic, right? It's constantly changing. And so at Wyebot, we built a solution that's vendor agnostic to actually complement the systems out there and bring tremendous value in automating problem identification and actionable items for solutions.
Well, I'm like a lot of us during post-COVID or during COVID. My home is my office. It was before. I've improved my Wi-Fi, but you did talk about, it sounds like, larger enterprises than my consulting firm. So why don't you tell us about the typical client and how you really enhance their ability to do business? Let's get specific.
Sure. Yeah, we service clients from, the mid-sized, small to medium enterprise, all the way to large Fortune 150 companies. And if you think about it today, it's a highly manual, time and cost, highly cost solution today. If you think about it, distributed enterprises, when there's any type of performance-related issues with Wi-Fi, with internet connectivity, it takes time. It takes time because they're intermittent to solve and identify those complex problems. Often, if it's remote, a site visit is required. Not always, but often. And so we realized, I ran HP's worldwide Wi-Fi business for 7 years. And it was during that journey where we realized that it's not going to scale, right? It's an unlicensed spectrum. It's dynamic, as I mentioned. And so we need a solution that's automated. And so what we do is we provide a combination of IoT sensors with a cloud-based application. And that goes in the cloud-based application, we have an AI engine. And so what the value we're bringing is what used to be highly manual in analyzing, monitoring, analyzing, and optimizing. We've automated that. With our IoT sensor and edge computing, we monitor and analyze, and then we send valuable information to the cloud to go through the AI engine for the optimization.
So who's hiring you? Is there a specific person within a corporation who hires you?
Yeah, it's primarily the folks that we reach out to and have the interest of CIOs, IT directors, and also managed service providers, right, that service their clients on a day-to-day basis, providing high reliability. But it's typically within the networking organization, within these enterprises that, again, are trying to move to a cost-effective approach for optimizing these dynamic environments. Instead of doing it manually, now they can deploy IoT sensors and have full visibility 24/7 within their location.
Interesting. And tell us about your background. How did you get into this?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I've been in networking for over 25 years, working for a lot of the high-tech companies in the Boston area, digital equipment, 3Com, US Robotics, et cetera. And then I worked for a number of startup companies. But it was when I worked for a wireless startup company outside of Boston, Colubris Networks. That was about 15 years ago. And I was an executive there, and I was co-CEO, and built up their enterprise offering. We were doing a lot of business in the hospitality space. So hotels, and even we were the first company to put Wi-Fi on airplanes. Boeing, connection by Boeing, international flights. And it was during that journey. And then, as I mentioned, HP acquired Blueburst Networks. So I have a team of engineers that have over 100 years of Wi-Fi experience, over 20 patents in Wi-Fi. This is what they've done. They're experts in this space. And it was, again, during that journey, working with these leaders in the IT organizations and realizing that we had to build the next generation automated platform. And it's been exciting. We started 4.5 years ago, launched the solution just over 2 years ago, and now we have hundreds of customers. We're one of the top automation companies in the country. Network World had us in their recent article.
Very interesting. So, you know, since more people are working at home, more corporations are keeping their people at home, do you see this industry as changing dramatically, let's say over the next 18 months to 24 months?
Yeah, so it's fascinating. Clearly, there'll be more work at home, no question about that. But we're also seeing an increase for Wyebot. We're having a record quarter this quarter because we're seeing an increase in mobile, what we call mobile connectivity, right? From Zoom calls, right? Accessing the internet in a remote environment or remote type of equipment, right? So again, as I mentioned in healthcare, now we're seeing an explosion of telehealth. And doctors and nurses now moving around with tablets and exchanging information. And when you look at, as I mentioned, education and warehousing with automated robots, so there's more and more now that's moving to this mobile environment. And the challenge, of course, is travel, right? That's going to be a challenge for a while, not only during COVID, but IT and CIOs are looking for how to optimize and build in redundancy into their infrastructures. And so how can they do that? They can do that with an automated platform because that gives them the flexibility to have full visibility across their entire ecosystem, again, in a remote location, which can be your home.
That's very interesting. Roger, if someone wants to understand your product better, does your website have demos or anything on it or videos that people can go up and take a look at?
Yeah, so we have a lot of content, which is great on our website, www.wyebot.com, W-Y-E-B-O-T. And what's also nice, Jeffrey, is right on that website, we offer free trials. And that's the most powerful way to see the actual solution in their own environment, right? It's a fully plug and play automated system. And so they can go to the website, select to either set up a demo or a free trial, and we will ship out the unit, no obligation, and they can test it out in their environment.
That's great. So Roger, before we go, how can they find that website? What's the address?
Yeah, so again, it's www.wyebot.com, W-Y-E-B-O-T.
Great. I want to thank you for being on the show today. I hope you come back again as the year progressed and people are starting to continue to deal with this economy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate being on the show.
Great. Remind everybody this is Radio Entrepreneurs. It's speaking to Roger Sands, CEO of Wyebot. Good luck. Look forward to speaking to you again.
All right. Everyone stay healthy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.